On this episode, we continue our road trip unscripted series where anything goes, and this is the fourth installment as we sit poolside at Dockside Inn and Suites at Universal Orlando Resort. Today is September 18th, 2022. This is episode 514 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, especially when it comes to dining, can be extremely overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, because they'll alert you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. You can visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. And if you're getting ready to plan that next Disney or Universal vacation, looking to go on a cruise, or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. And finally, room blocks are available to book for our second annual Main Street 16 Challenge Weekend, which is February 2nd to 5th, 2023. And you can book at the Wyndham Lake Buena Vista Tower right there at Disney Springs for 40% off the normal rate, as well as a half-priced resort fee. Head to mainstreet16.com to learn more about the weekend, the rooms, and go ahead and book everything today. How are you doing, Rhonda? Why don't you lay out where we are and a little bit about this unscripted series in case no one has listened to one of these before.
Well, first of all, we are at Dockside Inn and Suites at Universal, and we are sitting up by the pool, so if you hear some pumping music in the background, that is because we're out by the pool.
Why are people in the pool? It is a blistering
I don't understand.
65 degrees out right now.
Yeah, I don't understand. In the shade, it's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
I'm very nervous to go to when the sun goes down tonight. I feel like I'm going to freeze.
I feel like if we went and we did a poll of anybody who's in the pool, every last one of them will answer that they live somewhere probably like above the Mason-Dixon line or, you know, like Midwest or something maybe.
I think it's funny that all the lifeguards are head to toe in long sleeves.
Yeah, this guy's got a hoodie with his hoodie up.
Yeah. And sweatpants.
But we did want to come out here, so our road trip unscripted series was kind of just an idea that came to us, honestly, because we really needed to record once. And we were driving down on a Thursday. We had to get an episode out Friday and kind of thought, well, you know what, maybe once a month when we're on these trips, we can either record from the car, we'll record from the hotel, maybe a park, poolside like we're doing today. And what it is that I've got a spreadsheet of kind of quick hitter topics that have come from Wonderland Crew and a couple from ourselves. And so we basically randomly select 4 to 5 of those each episode, and we chat about them for a little bit. So we don't know what's coming up ahead of time, and we'll kind of just off the cuff answer a few questions. So what I like to always do is tell you, Rhonda, please pick a number between 1 and 10 for our first topic. 7. All right, so first topic is, what do you think about a 5th park gate coming to Walt Disney World? Is this something you would like, something you would not like? And if you would like a 5th gate, what would you want this new park to be about?
I don't want one.
Agreed. I agreed. Why?
Well, because prices, everybody's mad because the prices just went up at Disney, for one. For two, you really want to add a 5th gate and add another giant increase, especially to pass holders or whatever.
Yeah. Like
you do. I mean, we bought our children because they haven't gone for their Christmas to be at Disney. 3 parks, park hopper, $800.
Yeah, which is actually a steal right now. You know, so it came out to $750 totals. That's $125 a kid per day for 3 days with park hopper. Is actually a pretty good deal. I hate to say, you had a 5th gate in there, that skyrockets. You know, and
just add on. They have plenty of land. Just add on.
I like the idea of expansions.
Yep.
Let's wait and see what ticketing prices look like, especially for APs, once Epic Universe opens up. Then let's see who wants a 5th gate at Disney, right?
Right. They're building Epic Universe. You can
we
see
can
it from
see
your
it from our room. It's pretty cool. And then we drove past it. We're coming out from the convention center from, we've done the IAPA Expo today, which we'll talk about next episode, which first of all, Rhonda Kid Candy Shop. And at one point it really was like you in a candy shop because there was just a row of free samples of sugar. And it was amazing. But
so fun.
So let's wait and see what they do. But I really actually liked, because every single person on the planet, I feel like when you say, what would you want for a 5th gate, they say villains, right? Entire villains theme park.
Oh, that'd be freaking cool.
I liked when they came out with the blue sky idea, you know, at the end of D23 stating, what's beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad? There could be a villains area.
Right.
And so I love the idea of expansion as opposed to adding a 5th gate.
1000%.
And I really don't know that Epic Universe is going to push them to do that. I mean, they're going through a complete retransformation of Epcot still.
Right.
I don't think Hollywood Studios is done by a long shot.
Nope.
They still have expansion pads to go ahead and put possibly more Galaxy's Edge area. There's always going to be the back and forth of what can they do Marvel-wise and what can they put in the parks. We know that there's land in Magic Kingdom. You know, Animal Kingdom, I haven't looked at an overhead lately. I'm not sure what's available there, but, you know, certainly right now they're talking about tearing down Dino Land for more blue sky ideas with things, you know, possibly coming in there. There's Zootopias and Moanas and stuff like that. So I'm 100% with you. I would be actually really upset if they open a 5th gate. I'd rather take whatever, because I don't see them doing an entire land with one theme. They're not going to do an entire, park. They're not going to do an entire park of just villains.
Right.
They're going to section it off in different lands like they have everything else. So why not take those and put them around the park so they make sense?
Just like we talked about on our Halloween villains episode, there are so many villains.
There are.
If you did a gate, 5th gate completely designated to villains.
Oh, I think it would be incredible.
Oh, I mean, you could have 1,000 lands in there.
Let's go back and say this, because it's not that we don't want a 5th gate. I would give anything to have a 5th gate that was all villains. We don't want the pricing that goes along with it. That's our only reasoning, correct? Do you have another reason not to? Other than maybe, does it mess up your planning? Are you now talking about, okay, a family that comes and they say, you know what? We're going to get Park Hopper. We're going to get Park Hopper, or we're not going to get Park Hopper. We're going to do 4 park days, and we're going to dedicate 1 park to each day. You're now talking about adding a 5th day for that 5th park, unless you utilize Hopper. Also, let's see what happens with Epic Universe. Do you think that a 3-park deal for Universal, and I'm excluding Volcano Bay, because it's not a park, it's a water park, do you think that it automatically is included in a 3-park hopping type ticket, and would Disney do the same? Or is this now an opportunity where Disney goes, oh, cool, and Credit Pass? That's great. It's good for all 4 parks. Add on for $99 for your photo pass. Add on for $99 for your water park. Add on for X number for your Villains Park.
Yep.
Or, you know, and then you can hop to it. You can include it. So, I don't know. I think that overall, if you think pricing and ticketing is rough now, adding an additional gate is really gonna hurt you.
100%.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Pick a number now between 1 and 9. 3. This is hilarious. What do you feel about Disney's pricing? And this just obviously came up this past week as they announced price increase in not only day tickets but annual passes as well. What are your thoughts on the pricing?
Well, when
are we or anyone else priced out?
Well, I don't know. But first of all, they're not reselling them, right? That's just
they're still not
upgrading.
Yeah, this is just renewals.
This
is just renewals. Now, one thing you can do is you could technically, Pixie Pass is available for new purchases. You could buy Pixie Pass, have it for a year, try and take advantage of it, and then when you go to renew, you could upgrade to any of the other passes. Now, Disney has stated via Scott Gustin, our buddy on Twitter, @ScottGustin, who is honestly my go-to news source for Disney. He has stated that Disney said they are not going to resume them before the end of the year. Sales for all levels. but it's possible it's coming in 2023. I don't think they do it until demand is down, and I still think we still have a lot of demand. We still are coming out of...
We just bought our children tickets, day tickets. I do not think, I've said this forever.
They don't want
when they
pass
stop,
holders.
they don't.
No, they don't want nor need pass holders.
Correct. But with that being said,
but what do you think about pricing? What do you think about price increase? Because everybody loses their mind.
But it's normal.
Once a year when Disney increases their prices.
But it's normal. This is what I've always said. I'm a business owner. I should increase every year, but I don't. Why? Because I don't look at my work as a business, which I should. But that's what it is. And
you don't stop, and let's just say you're doing it every year. You don't stop increasing your prices until people stop coming and you price them out. And that's exactly what Disney's doing. And again, we're not saying that we enjoy it. Obviously, nobody enjoys price increase. We're already talking right now.
Right.
Can we renew it in Credit Pass? Are we going to have to really take a hard look and back up the Sorcerer's Pass?
If we can do it before December 8th.
That's the big difference, before the increases hit. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was a little surprised at the timing because a lot of times this comes in February. We usually are right ahead of the price increases when we renew our passes. I'm so glad we bought the girls' tickets for Christmas. But even let's talk about Disney pricing on Genie Plus and individual Lightning lanes, which is now going to fluctuate for Genie Plus every day.
They're going to turn into Universal, where the day is going to be $200. Now, I would love if they made like some type of hotels that, and I'm not saying it's free completely, but maybe a very much discounted price. That'd be genius.
The issue with Disney is that they just have so many rooms. For them to include Genie Plus or individual Lightning lanes with every deluxe resort member, I think it's way too many rooms, and then it completely ruins the fact that people that want to pay for it.
That's what I mean as far as in being discounted.
Right. I would love to see some sort of discount for annual pass holders on Genie Plus or individual Lightning lane. Right now we're looking at going in, and nobody wants to do this. We don't want to do it. We're looking at Christmas Day, all right? This whole trip, this Christmas trip, we've got 3 days, right? And Park Hopper, $750 for the girls. We're looking at adding at least, I bet, $100 per day, potentially, if we get Genie Plus each day, and possibly another $100 a day if we decide to do Cosmic Rewind one day and pay for it or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
That's major. You could be talking about $200 a day for a family of 4. Over the course of 3 days, another $600 on top of a vacation.
That's awful.
That has cost you X number of dollars. The problem is that we're all still going,
Right.
And I understand.
Right.
You can say that we're part of the problem. I get it.
But so is everybody else.
So is everybody else. Yeah, it's not like we don't walk into the parks and it's just you and I.
Right.
There's plenty of other people. I also think, and I know I've said this in the past, it's okay for us to complain about this and hate it and still give our money to Disney. We don't have to like it.
That's just like anybody that complains about the Publix increasing their groceries, the gas that increases. I mean,
I don't want to pay what we pay to go see a movie, but we're going to pay it because we want to enjoy it. It's okay, I think, for us to say, we don't like this, but we can still kind of support it and we can vocalize and say that we don't love it.
Sure.
But I do think that these price increases are going to continue across the board. I do think they're still having some recovery from, losing out with COVID stuff in the parks and all resorts. But my big thing is that a couple years ago, when things changed at Disney, you didn't feel, at least me personally, I didn't feel as much like they were money grabs. Where now every penny feels like it's some sort of money grab. Even though nothing's changed, something's changed. I don't know if it's the PR, I don't know if it's yesterday, all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, Magic Keys go back on sale at Disneyland in like 1 hour. Good luck, everyone. Like, whoa,
Jossie got them, though.
She did get them. I'm so happy for her. But you know how many people possibly didn't? And I haven't even looked because we've been down here, we've been busy, if they can sell out again or if they sold out or what. But, it's an interesting thing.
So
she got them, which is awesome.
I'm just kidding.
But, yeah, so, there's no end in sight to price increases until literally people stop coming. And the thing is,
That's
we
not gonna
don't want to, and we don't want to stop coming here.
No.
We can't drop our annual passes because we don't know that we could ever get them again. And
Oh.
there's no way we could come
100%.
often at all if we're dropping $750 for a 3-day park hopper for the two of us. So, which now is even more expensive. All right, we are down to our next topic. You now got to pick 1 through 8.
5.
All right. What is the first thing you'd change or add if you were the Disney CEO? Right now, Bob Chapek, after we are done recording, he calls you and he's like, listen, Rhonda, I've been following you and listening to the podcast. You have some
Okay.
wonderful ideas.
I don't
and
have the
I would like
ideas.
to step down and we are going to bring you in to be the new Disney CEO. What is the first thing you would change or add?
I have no idea. What would you? Because you have more of that.
I would, and here we are just talking about pass holders and them not, selling new annual passes. I would go back to where pass holders felt like we were valued.
Okay.
I do occasionally. Look, I love the magnets. They're starting to mail them out, which is wonderful. People have been asking that for years. I love some of the discounts and stuff that we get. I love the merchandise, the food discounts, the room discounts. I'm so super thankful for them. But I feel like there's a lot that's been taken away. We no longer have these pass holder exclusive evenings. We no longer have this. God, do you remember the stuff that we used to get during the festivals when you would scan in X number of times?
Yeah.
Like, just the way that Universal treats their pass holders, I think, has done so well. And I miss that a little bit with Disney. And I still do feel very valued as a pass holder. I do. We get a lot of wonderful perks. But I feel like now they're at a point where they're like, let's give them another magnet. There's a little bit of an uproar. We just increased prices. Minnie Mouse magnet. Done. We're good. Instead of maybe coming up with some other ideas.
Well, I would say simple things so now my brain was going, all right, like Jeremy's more of that person. Me, I'm like, all right, what would I do if all of a sudden my clients were spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, like the popcorn bucket, like you get one for an annual pass instead
Agreed.
of having to pay for it.
Yep.
I mean, just something simple like that. I mean, it was $13. Now, $13 is not much, and it was great, but just a deal of, like, if I'm doing somebody's color and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to throw this deep conditioner on for you for free.
Yeah.
It's usually $10 to $15, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. I mean, when you're spending $200-$300, you're like, oh, wow, okay.
That's great.
That's great. Like, I mean, the great thing, too, is like, what was it? Oh, I have to get tires. I was like, what was it? Oh, I have to get tires on my truck. And the guy was like, well, hey, you probably want to get them before the end of this month because it's free installation. And I was like, well, how much would installation cost? He was like, $60. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to save $60. I would like to save $10 to $13.
Yep.
So something like that, I think I would just, and something simple could be as simple as that.
All right, first thing I would do, if we're sticking on the pass holder thing, first thing I would do is I would go the Universal route, Halloween Horror Nights, and I would say, and even if it's only a certain level, if it's maybe Sorcerers and Credit Pass or just Credit Pass, you get to pick one per calendar year of your pass holder running, either one Mickey's Not So Scary or one Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. They can be on select dates. It could be whatever, August 12th to September 15th, only a day, whatever.
Right.
Whatever you need, throw one of those in or something like that. All right, you're made CEO tomorrow, and Diamaro, who now you're boss of, is pretty cool. Diamaro walks in and says, what do you want to do about this reservation system, new CEO?
Keep it.
You're keeping it?
Yep.
Are you keeping it because you like it as a consumer or because you know what it does to help the planning and all as a CEO of a company with staffing, with materials and costs and all that stuff?
Probably the latter.
Yeah.
The consumer part, though, we've done really well. Now,
People are not going to like this.
I know.
We're very few people that don't have an issue with the reservation
Well, but
system.
it did scare me the one day when Jeremy stayed And he was like, Magic Kingdom is full of reservations today. And I thought he didn't have one. And I was like, oh my God, is he going to wait? And then he was coming back to pick up the kids. And I was like, is he going to have to stay and park hop? Because he could scan in and then he could hop. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then he couldn't find it, but then he did. And he did have the reservation for Magic Kingdom. He just was stating to me that Magic Kingdom was full.
Yeah.
And I was
I'd only booked it like 2 or 3 days prior as well. Now, I do understand the very local pass holders who might wake up one morning and go, I want to go to Magic Kingdom today. And it's full. I totally get that.
I do too, but then, all right, annual pass holder that lives 5 minutes down the road, try to book another park. And then hop at 2 p.m.
I would, if that was the question, Dear Mario comes in and says, Jeremy, you're the new CEO. Congratulations. I'm going to take you out to Victoria and Albert's tonight as a celebratory dinner. I'd probably have to pay for it, though, at that point. But that's okay by me, too. Just the invite would be nice. Anyway, he says, are we keeping the reservation system? I'd say, yeah, I think I'm okay with it because I know what it does to kind of the bottom line and the planning and all of that. But can we move park hopping to noon?
Oh, true.
So I think I would make probably that type of change. Would you look back at offering more early access or late access the way that we used to get for on-property guests? I mean, and we don't have to lay out a whole plan right now. Maybe that's a whole other episode if I were CEO. But I would like to go back to more of those on-property benefits, where it's hour early entry as opposed to 30 minutes. Select dates that you have an hour or two in the evening after the park closes to off-property guests. And then extend those same...
Well, don't they have some things for...
They do for deluxe, but I'm talking, remember, it used to be all around. It used to be for everybody.
Yeah.
And I totally get money talks. And if I'm CEO now, I'm probably going to think differently. I'm going to think, well, if somebody's willing to pay more to upgrade from Coronado to a deluxe just so they can get those evening extra magic hours and we make more money... That is my job at this point. I'm just trying to be the friendly CEO that cares more about the consumer than the bottom line, or the stockholders, I should say. And I know it's not that way, nor really should it be.
Right.
I hate to say it, and I hope we sound realistic. Like again, I don't want anyone hitting us up and being like, I can't believe you guys love the reservation system. We don't love the reservation system.
No.
We've been fortunate enough that it's worked for us,
right?
And we understand it.
Right.
But give us park hopping at noon.
Yeah.
All right, number 1 through number 7.
3.
How did Main Street Magic and then Wonderland Crew come to be?
Oh, wow. Well, that is a long story. Go back to episode... I'm just kidding.
Yeah, episode number 1, August of 2017.
And Jeremy just... Every time, not just Jeremy. Every time we'd be in a line or something, we'd hear somebody... need some information, and we would know it, and Jeremy would, and we'd strike up a conversation, and they'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, you're so awesome. And that's where it kind of sparked. Jeremy always likes to help people, kind of like I do, and it really just went from there. And that is how Main Street Magic started, just wanting to help people and tell people like what we've learned and what we've experienced and what, like, Disney's always changing, and it's fantastic because that keeps us a air quote unquote job.
Yeah, I mean, look at everything we've already talked about on this episode, especially as it comes to pricing, to understanding Genie Plus and individual lightning lanes and all those things. And it was, I'd done podcasts and everything before and produced them, but I never, actually hosted or anything myself. And I was like, well, this would be pretty cool. I thought, as long as we're giving advice and tips to our friends and family, let's just give it to everyone. And then didn't really know it would build like an entire kind of community and which has been probably the best part of it. And we've always said in the past, if the podcast ever ended for some reason, the community should be separate from that and continue going where everybody could help each other out.
Right.
And then, Wonderland Crew, I'd always wanted to do like a kind of like behind the scenes or an extra type thing, like a Patreon. And to be 100% honest, I know we always say this, but, Wonderland Crew, all of those pledges are what helps, keep the show going. It's what helps cover, the cost of hosting and recording and equipment and, maybe doing things like a Mickey's Not So Scary or a dining package in the hopes that we can use that to let people know whether we feel it is worth it for them to spend their hard-earned money or not. Like, we've kind of always said we'd rather waste our money than you waste yours, because we are very lucky to be able to do this and to have, regular day jobs. And it's a hobby, but it's a job, and it can kind of be both, I think, right?
Yeah.
And we've always said that it's, you should really love what you do, and we absolutely love doing this.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that's kind of where everything came from. Wonderland Crew is the best. We had this Wonderland Crew weekend last weekend in St. Augustine. It absolutely blows my mind that we had, Olivia and her girls travel all the way from Missouri
I know,
to
that
come
was
hang out.
amazing.
And we had folks from, South Carolina and Alabama, here in Florida.
They're in Georgia, actually.
Georgia.
Parents
That's
are in
right. That's
Alabama.
right. Yeah, I forget because they're so close. But just absolutely amazing. And so it's been a really cool journey. We got long journey to go, I hope.
Yeah,
This
we'll
is fun.
see. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where everything started. I don't want to.
Really all started with a mouse.
It did all start with the mouse. It's exactly where it did. And that's always going to be our goal, is to help other people enjoy their vacation. We absolutely love if somebody leaves a rating and review, which is great on iTunes. And
It
says,
helps our show grow.
It does. And
We're not done yet.
No, we're not. No, but or we get an email, or we get a message on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram that just says, "Hey, thank you so much for doing this, because it really helped, and we saved money, or we didn't even know about this, or we had a better trip." Like, that is the absolute best to us, and that is worth more than anything. So we appreciate that from y'all. All right, I think we're going to end on that topic.
Oh, okay.
Because
we are done.
Yeah,
Just
yes,
kidding.
we are done. Well, we're not at the quite leave us a rating and review normal area yet, but we're going to get there in a second. But we are getting ready to go back to the room, freshen up a little bit. I will edit and get this episode out for tomorrow, which will now be today when you listen on Friday. And then we're going to head on over to Universal Orlando. Our Express Pass kicks in 28 minutes.
Woo!
We'll ride some rides. I want to get that Thanksgiving.
Escape.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to get that.
I think I want that Thanksgiving grilled cheese at some point. That looked really good. It had like turkey and brie and cranberry sauce on a grilled cheese as one of their holiday specials. So we're going to try and check out some of the holiday stuff over there, which, of course, you can always catch live stuff in Wonderland Crew.
Yep.
Joining our
WonderlandCrew.com.
WonderlandCrew.com, our Patreon group, and our private Facebook group. So, Rhonda, thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
We have decided, and we'll open this up to everyone. What?
Nothing.
Oh. We're
I'm glad I brought my tweezers.
Oh, wow.
You have
okay.
an eyebrow that I cannot
it's been bothering me.
Stand
Yeah, it's
right
been bothering
now.
me. I was wondering why you didn't look at me this entire episode.
I am looking at you, and I'm trying not to.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees.
Okay.
So, we're going to do a very special unscripted episode at the end of December.
December 22nd.
Yes, we are going to be
Thursday.
driving down, and it's perfect. The episode will come out December 23rd. And we would like anybody's input. You can go out on Facebook. Oh, Lordy. Send us an email, magic@mainstmagic.com. I'll still post on social media to get some ideas. We want to know your unscripted Christmas questions or holiday questions in general.
We can
and we'll
involve
answer
the
those on the way
girls,
down.
too, if y'all like.
We could involve the girls. We'll have to figure out that microphone setting system.
It's fine,
we'll make
but
it
we
happen.
can figure it out. But if y'all like to ask the girls.
That would be a lot of
So it could be a
fun.
question like of us, and then if you'd like to hear, or if you specifically have a question for the girls.
I love it. All right, everyone, thank you for listening.
Yes,
Rhonda,
thank you.
Thank you for joining, as always.
Of course.
We've missed you on some episodes. We're going to miss
Aw.
you on another episode soon with my brother.
Okay.
Which we're finally going to get to record next week on Wine and Dine and his first run Disney experience. But we have a jam-packed end of November and all of December. We're super excited to bring it to you guys. So make sure you follow us all over social media at MainSTMagic. As I said before, subscribe. Brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And both myself and Rhonda and all these crazy people that are swimming in the pool right now would be so thankful if you leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.